Hello, I'm Russ Mould, AJ Bell's Investment Director. I'm here to discuss exchange-traded products, ETPs, and how investors can use them to build a balanced portfolio. With me is Martin Arnold of ETF Securities, one of Europe's leading providers of ETPs. And we're going to look at how you can use these instruments to track or target a specific industry, sector or commodity, rather than a broad stock market index. And actually, we're going to talk about gold, the shiny metal. Now, in terms of currency wars, one of the biggest questions that people have got right now, and one of the most fascinating questions is, lots of central bank cutting, lots of central bank easing of monetary policy, try and get their economies going, and a lot of central banks seem quite keen to talk their currency down, try and get their economies going. Now, there are lots of different cross currents we could talk about here, and without putting anything that becomes true as an piece of advice or recommendation in your mouth, how can investors look to play, protect, get involved with this currency market confusion?
Well, you're right, Ross. The currency markets have been dragged in many different ways from the central bank's policy divergence. And I think the key thing to remember is that, well, particularly for gold, is that it's a foreign investment for both the UK investors and Euro investors. And so when you look at it in pound sterling terms or euro terms, it's performed very strongly in 2015, and even has outperformed benchmark indexes like the FTSE. In order to think about where to invest, it's important to look at where the growth is, and I think that really stands out in terms of the US at the top of the pack in terms of the growth profile compared to the Eurozone in particular. And that's why we're seeing that policy divergence. So we think that the US dollar is going to be stronger for longer, and in those sort of terms, we think the Eurozone, the Euro particularly, and the pound sterling are going to be weaker.
And so, and how does gold fit in with that potential divergence and currency pattern that you've just talked about?
Well, I think gold very much takes its cue not only from real interest rates, but also concerns about the economic environment. And as I mentioned, in euro terms and in pound sterling terms, it's been a very strong performer. And as long as we see the Eurozone with very low or negative interest rates, and the UK also, I think that's a very positive environment for gold.
So if an investor felt that gold was suitable for them, and that's clearly a very personal decision, how could they use ETPs to potentially get involved?
Well, there's a wide range of exchange-traded products where you can buy gold, and it takes away the complexities with holding it, things like storage and insurance. Right. And the exchange-traded product will hold the gold in a vault for the investor. And
so the exchange-traded product would literally track the performance of the underlying metal in your chosen currency potentially?
Yeah, as you said, it tracks the underlying price of gold, and depending on the cross-currency movements, that will be incorporated into the price.
And in terms of the liquidity of the instrument, I'm sure that no ETP can really be easier to buy or sell than the underlying asset that it's tracking. So how easy is it to normally sell, say, an ETF Securities gold ETP, for example?
They're very liquid, and the liquidity is based on the underlying asset. So it's as liquid as the underlying gold market, which is one of the most liquid in the world. So it's very, very simple and efficient way to do it.
So we've talked a little bit about liquidity and how easy it can be to buy or sell these products. Are there any tax issues we need to be aware of, like say stamp duty, for example?
There's no stamp duty involved in buying or selling.
So that's nice and easy.
Very easy, the gold exchange-traded products.
And in terms of ISA and SIP eligibility, again, just to finish on the tax theme, are they suitable for the tax wrappers that are very popular with a lot of AJ Bell Youinvest customers?
Well, you've just got to check the fact sheets. If the exchange-traded product that holds your gold, if you can get delivery of that gold, whether it's in the form of bars or coins, then it's not eligible. So it's just important to check the fact sheet.
But otherwise, they'll be able to find that information from any ETP provider's fact sheet on that particular product.
Yeah, the information's all there.
Perfect. Thank you very much for your time, Martin. Much appreciated. And thank you very much for your time. And please look out for other videos on a variety of subjects across the AJ Bell Youinvest website.